It starts with a sound no NATO pilot wants to hear. A solid tone, a lock-on. You are flying an F-35 Lightning II, the most advanced stealth fighter in the world. You are supposed to be invisible, but 20,000 feet below you, in the Russian enclave of Kaliningrad, an S-400 battery has done the impossible. It has burned through your electronic stealth. You have less than 10 seconds to react. You drop countermeasures, you bank hard. But the math is against you, the missile impacts. If this happened tomorrow, the world would hold its breath. But the real question isn't political. It's technological. How did they see the invisible plane? And what happens when the US decides to blind them back? Welcome to Shadowworks. For 20 years, Western military doctrine has relied on one assumption. We own the sky because they can't see us. But in military circles, there is a dark whisper. Stealth is not an invisibility cloak. Russia has spent billions building the S-400 Triumf system specifically to hunt American stealth fighters. They claim it can track an F-35 from 200 miles away. The Pentagon claims it can't. Today we are going to run the simulation. We are looking at the classified physics of the kill chain. Kill chain, the cat and mouse game between American geometry and Russian radar. To understand the threat, you have to understand the trap. The S-400 isn't just a missile truck, it's a network. It uses something called multi-band radar. Here is the secret. Stealth planes like the F-35 are shaped to deflect high-frequency radar waves, the kind used to guide missiles. But they are not invisible to low-frequency waves. The S-400 uses a massive surveillance radar, the Nebula, that broadcasts in low frequencies. It can see the F-35, but there is a catch. It sees the F-35 as a fuzzy blob. It knows something is there, but it's not precise enough to guide a missile. It's like hearing a burglar in your house in the dark. You know he's there, but you can't shoot him until you turn on the lights. And turning on the lights is where the F-35 wins. The F-35 isn't really a fighter jet. It's a flying computer with a sniper rifle. Its job isn't to dogfight. Its job is to be a quarterback. In our scenario, once that S-400 turns on its high-frequency engagement radar to try and get a lock, it lights up like a Christmas tree on the electronic spectrum. The F-35's sensors soak up that signal. It calculates the exact GPS coordinates of the Russian radar truck. But the F-35 doesn't fire. That would give away its position. Instead, it uses a secure data link to send those coordinates to a submarine 100 miles offshore, or a destroyer armed with Tomahawk missiles. The S-400 is busy looking at the sky. It never sees the cruise missile coming from the ocean floor. If an F-35 were shot down, the US response wouldn't be a duel. It would be a deletion. It would start with electronic warfare. EA-18G Growlers would blast the Russian spectrum with noise, creating ghost targets on their screens. Then come the mauled decoys, cheap drones that look like fighters on radar. The S-400 batteries would waste their expensive missiles shooting at flying robots. Once the Russian magazines are empty, the real hammer falls. Anti-radiation missiles would hunt down any radar that is still turned on. The anti-access bubble over Kaliningrad would pop. So, could an S-400 shoot down an F-35? Yes. If the pilot gets sloppy or the mission planning fails, physics can win. But the S-400 is a static target. It has to sit still to fight. The F-35 is mobile, networked, and hidden. In modern warfare, if you stay still, you die. The F-35 might take a hit, but the system that fired it would cease to exist 10 minutes later. The war for the sky is fought with microchips and radar waves. But 60 years ago, the US tried to fight a war with ice. Join us next time for Project Iceworm. We are going back to the secret city built inside the glaciers of Greenland, where the army tried to hide 600 nuclear missiles, until the glacier started to eat the base alive. Click here to subscribe so you don't miss the city under the ice.